Good day, grade 11s. My name is Patience Ngubeni, and I will be taking you through today's exciting revision lesson on business roles. Now, remember that I just said that we are going to be focusing on revision, so I hope this will be smooth sailing as it is just a reminder of what you have learned so far. Now, let us quickly look at the lesson objectives for this lesson. So we are aiming that by the end of the lesson, you must be able to know creative thinking and problem solving in more detail, stress, crisis and change management, team dynamic and conflict management, as well as professionalism and ethics. Let's then look at our concept map. Now you will remember that business roles covers these four main topics, which is your creative thinking, stress, ethics, and team dynamics. But the purpose for this lesson will be to focus on creative thinking as well as stress, change, and crisis management. Let us then look at the common errors. Now, it is very evident when we check that most of the time there is a confusion that happens between creative thinking and problem solving. Now, it is very important for you grade 11s to remember that when we are speaking about creative thinking, we are referring to coming up with new ideas that someone else has never thought of before. But when we look at problem solving, we are having a situation, then we need to look at ways in which we can come up with ideas to solve that particular problem. So it also says there that there is a possibility of confusing the problem-solving techniques with the application of the techniques. Now remember that when you are asked to define the problem-solving techniques, you are simply just telling us what the technique is. But the moment you see the word application, you must then remember that here you want to further explain the steps of how this problem-solving technique is done. Now, as our concept map indicates, we are going to be looking at creative thinking and problem solving. So remember again that creative thinking looks at what is it that we can do differently that others have not yet thought about. Let's quickly look at our keywords that we are going to come across in this particular lesson. So creative thinking, reminder, is that it is the ability to think of new ideas. Now, this is an idea that has never been there before. We are then going to see force field, which is another problem-solving technique that focuses on identifying the forces for and against a situation in order for us to come to a decision. You then have problem solving, which refers very importantly to the skills and abilities that individuals use to solve problems within a given time frame. Routine thinking also is a series of steps of doing things very importantly in the same way. We also have a non-conventional solution, which is obtained through using creative thinking, or what you can call out of the box. Let's then remind ourselves of what creative thinking means. It is said that when people think of new and original approaches and ideas to find solutions to challenges, it is referred to as creative thinking. Now, the main thing to remember is that we are looking at things differently, not the way we are used to doing them, which is why you will come across routine thinking. Now remember that here we are doing things the exact same way that we are used to. There is no need for us to think long and hard about it. But the moment you apply creative thinking, you are now focusing on using your imagination to find different solutions to a problem. So if your routine thinking for passing grade 11 business studies is to just simply read your notes and go and write, you can now apply creative thinking to say, how can I now best achieve better results without using creative thinking? So maybe creative thinking would require you to role play the notes or sing them out loud. Now that is being creative. Now, if you are applying routine thinking and creative thinking, you are going to have what we call a conventional and an unconventional solution. Now remember again that a conventional solution is a solution that is followed by everyone. So, which means that conventional solutions happen as a result of routine thinking. Since you are doing things the exact same way, then you are going to have the same result that is expected by everyone. But the moment you apply creative thinking, you are going to get an unconventional solution that does not follow the norms of how things are usually done. Now, I hope that rectifies the differences between routine thinking and creative thinking. Now let us check in the workplace what are the things that we can usually do to ensure that there is creative thinking that is stimulated in the workplace. Firstly, let us look at the main one. It is very important for a business to have communication channels open. Now, this simply means that you are encouraging your employees to communicate their ideas without fear of being rejected. It is also very important to encourage different ways of doing things. Now, you must not subject your employees to doing things the exact same way, but you must encourage them to have different ways to solve certain problems. If we apply creative thinking in the workplace, we are going to have a lot of advantages. Now remember that when there are new ideas, we are going to have a competitive advantage over our competitors, meaning that we stand a chance of getting more customers buying our products as compared to that of our competitors. Very importantly also is that we are able to solve complex problems. Now, because we are applying different ways of doing things, we are better able to solve problems that are difficult to tackle. Now, we also have what we call problem solving. Now, remember that this is different to creative thinking because now we are studying a situation to make sure that we come up with a different solution to the identified problem. And what you must note is that we have the different problem-solving techniques that we use to apply, firstly called the Delphi technique. Now remember that we are only focusing on 2 problem-solving techniques. The Delphi technique, for you to remember, is that we are solving complex problems. Now, because we are solving a complex problem, it is very difficult for us. Therefore, we are going to get a panel of experts who are very knowledgeable in the field to help us to solve this complex problem. We also then have what we call the force field analysis. Now, the force field focuses on implementing change. Now, this should tell you the differences between the two. Remember, the first one, we are solving complex problems which are solved by experts. And force field focuses on change, meaning that we are going to look at the advantages and disadvantages for implementing our change. Now remember that when the question asks you for the application, you must explain how this technique is used. Hence, I said to you that we are using a panel of experts to study the complaints by who? The customers that are buying the products. And these experts do not have to be in one place. They can solve these problems wherever they are. You already know these steps, grade 11s, that when we are focusing on the Delphi, we are going to have a questionnaire which is given to our experts to help to solve the problem. Now, this questionnaire is sent back by our experts who will give us feedback on how we can best improve our problem. It is also then noticeable that when you look at force field, we are looking at the forces for change and the forces against the change, meaning that we are looking at the advantages and the disadvantages, which is why it is said here that you can have a page which is divided into 3 that looks at the current situation that you have and what change you are willing to implement to solve or to implement that change rather. So we are going to then describe what is this change that we implement, and then we are then going to decide what are the advantages and the disadvantages. You then need to rate these advantages and disadvantages to see which one is viable. Now, it might happen that you have a lot of advantages, but when you weigh them, you find out to say that they weigh less than the disadvantages that you have, which probably means that the idea or the change that you want to implement might not be necessarily good for the business. Then we have the advantages of working with others. So if we are applying creative thinking and applying problem solving, we are better able to find different perspectives to solve the problem, meaning that there are different ideas and solutions that can come up when we are working together. We also note to say that when we are working together, we are having a broader base of skills, knowledge, and experiences, meaning that you have different people with different skills that are going to come up with advantages from their different perspectives and possibly their cultural backgrounds. Now, I know that what I have said already is a lot to take in grade 11s. So let me give you an ad break where you can process whatever it is that we have said, and we will continue when we come back.